Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of MROCNews! Yeah, I can't believe it, it's been well over a month. Actually, the last time I posted an MROCNews was back on the 3rd of December 2019, so it has literally been a full month plus a load of days as well. And there's not really much to report, but there are some kind of crucial things to pick up on, which I just want to emphasize in this little newsy type video. Also, before this video kicks off, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I thank you very much to all my current members, patrons, and Twitch subs. Much love to you, and let's get into the MROC news. So for a lot of you, I know you're just chomping at the bit, as well as I am, to see if you can get any gameplay or get any kind of idea of how this game is going to run. And still, a lot of sites are picking it up once a month to kind of cover this game. With the Pop Insider and as well CBR reporting on the fact that, hey, there's a new faction to talk about and how it's so important to mention this. And I know it's great to talk about these new things with story plots that are going into this game. It's just that this looks like and feels like this is really prolonging the release date, which, let's face it, is going to take a while to actually do. Now, I probably sound like a bit of a broken record because I've talked about this before, but let's go back to the Bruce banners, pun intended. And the fact is, we've had three that we've talked about, which is the Patriot Garrison, the Stark Prime, if I can get into, I'm getting tangled up, the House of Iron with Stark Prime, Temple of Vishanti, obviously with the Doctor Strange Ancient One. So those three have done. This means that we have now got 5 other months. Bearing in mind that it started off in November, so November was Patriot Garrison, December was Temple of Vishanti, and then January this month has been the House of Iron. So that's 3. So that basically means that by June we should have covered the Pyramid X, we've got the Gamma House, we've also got Kingdom of Wakanda, we've got the Asgardian one, which is Asgardian Republic, and then finally we have got the Spider Guild. So all of these houses are yet to be covered. And that puts us into a June for when they're all covered. So is that meaning that the game is going to be released in June or maybe late June or July? That could be a thing. And it's a bit of a difficult one because I personally am a bit frustrated with Marvel games at the moment, as I said in previous videos. And obviously Iron Man VR has not delivered on its release date, so it's now going to be May for Iron Man VR. Marvel Super War, I don't know what the heck they're doing, but it is really ticking off a lot of people that aren't in the released type of countries or geographical release countries, which are like India, a lot of East Asian countries as well. It's kind of weird. And also the fact that Marvel Avengers, the game, is going to be released in September. So having something that kind of goes late summer for this game to be released is it's going to be a difficult one, especially with the time frame of other game releases. Obviously, at the moment, if you go to the Marvel Realm Twitter page or any kind of social media page, you'll just see like images as well as information, especially now on Stark Prime and the House of Iron. Now, if you go to the main Marvel Realm of Champions site, you'll find out more information about the House of Iron, and in particular the circumstances as to why there's kind of an automated version of Iron Man instead of the real thing. And it basically states here that due to an extremis accident, an experiment that went wrong, Tony Stark is no longer with us, which would be a cool thing to kind of tie into maybe a future story that in fact Tony Stark is alive. But obviously the setup work is being done for this, with the game really focusing a lot on story lore, the narrative they want to produce. So it is really interesting, but I know players are still like, I want gameplay. There's also some pretty cool artwork if you did want to check out, like here, like the 10 Rings, if you're familiar with that. And obviously if you've seen the films, you'll know there's something of a tie-in there. So whether or not this is going to be a full bit of interactable content, that's yet to be seen. Now, I always like to go back to this image here that was taken from the New York Comic Con 2019 Marvel Games panel, especially because I like the Iron Man armor that's got the gold trim with a black type of armoring to it. It does look really cool, and that's probably the one that if I can get some customizational sets when the game's released, that's the one I want to get. Just before we get into the last section of MROC news, I just want to point out this. So I found this the other day, but this was done back in October 2019. This is done by Gamer Braves, this article. And at GameStart 2019, the game was sent to display, and I didn't really know about this until I saw this yesterday. At GameStart 2019, this quaint little booth was set up. Obviously, it's for a low turnout. At the New York Comic Con 2019, there was a bigger booth for this. but it really can be encapsulated in the description of the game can be found here, saying players will be able to customize their champion with superhero inspired gear. In this Marvel universe, you get to go through different cities such as high-tech cities built on Stark technologies, fantasy-inspired Asgardian battlefields and more. On the map, players can battle it out in localized battle arenas across a variety of PvP and PvE modes, with each battle contributing to the large conflict between houses. Going on to say, by strategically using character class abilities against enemies for better teamwork and maximum effect. Which, for any people really looking for an idea of what the game is all about, that gives a better description, even though gameplay would really help to give us an idea from a visual sense. I mean, I'm all about the visuals as opposed to like reading like text about stuff, but that's just how I roll. I know people are very different to that. And now the new bit of information I bring to you is Scott W Bradford. Now, who is he when he's at home? Well, as you can see here, he's a game designer, and even alludes to the fact here that he's working on an unannounced project, which is Marvel Realm of Champions. He is doing the following: working with a lead quest designer to establish core level and mission design philosophy, creating a template for what good looks like in order to maintain high quality standards, design, implement, playtest and art pass level layouts and missions, establish production pipeline and feedback loop between quest team and art team, a first at Kabam. Also design the core quest content delivery system with minimal development support and short timeline, working with the core gameplay design and engineering team to create game mode archetypes and tools and service of the quest team needs, both present and future. And finally, writing character, faction and world fiction. Obviously you might be thinking, well, what's that got to do with things? I still want gameplay, and that is true, but obviously it seems to be that they are working extensively on this, especially with the tweet that Scott put out that kind of pointed to the fact that people in the office and people that are playtesting at the moment think that it's a pretty good game. With Scott posting about 6:30 on Friday, I was at my desk just finishing up some stuff and I heard a large group of people in the kitchen hooting and hollering loudly while playing a game. I thought, what game are they playing? Sounds fun. It was our game. I know some people may say, well, that's Marvel Contest of Champions. Well, the only reason that I say that's different is because Marvel Realm of Champions, so MROC, is in a different building altogether. So that is obviously where Scott resides himself. And could basically mean that obviously people would be a bit biased because they work for the company and will be playing it. But at the same time, if people are enjoying it, regardless if they are part of the ship, part of the crew, I can imagine that there's some good stuff. And like I said, unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of news for MROC, and that's obviously why there's been a lack of me doing MROCNews. I obviously want to give you as much kind of fresh information as possible, and that's the freshest that I can find. So we've got to have more information, and I really hope this game plays soon. In any case, thank you very much for watching the MROCNews. And always by the Asgard Republic, check out some other content here. I'll probably put up my playlist of old MROCNewses, and also make sure to check out the support links here. Thank you very much to everybody that supports the channel. It does mean a lot. And I'll be live streaming tonight. Check me out from 2100 hours GMT and check out the links for some of the stuff that we talked about in today's video. Thanks and goodbye for now.